Hey, how y'all doing out there? Friends and family, I pray that all's been well with all of you. I wanted to just do a quick video, offer some words of encouragement to my people, and wanted to also see who would be, who's all ready for what's coming up. Those of you who are walking in the truth of the Most High Yah, those of you who are really abiding by the law, statutes, and commandments. Either you've already celebrated the Passover or you're preparing for the Passover. For many people, some was last week for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, some this week and some next week. And the reason why that is because, as we all know, the calendars really got split up when things changed in the motherland, in our native land, in Jerusalem. When they came up with the Gregorian calendar, they got the Ethiopian calendar, you got the Ethiopian Hebrew calendar, you got all type of calendars. You got those on the lunar calendar. So there's many people out there that's going off of different calendars, but we're all doing the same thing. So I wanted just to encourage you guys to continue to honor the Most High in all what you do to the best of your ability. Don't let anybody tell you anything different from you honor what the Most High told you to do. If you could honor the things that are satanic with so much commitment, you got to be able to honor the things of the Most High with even more commitment. So this video is called Parental Guidance. Parental Guidance. And the reason why I named it Parental Guidance is because when I was on Facebook, I did a live video called Parental Guidance. And it's one of the things I wanted to be able to reiterate and talk about again, because what people, I guess, fail to realize is the state of our people stems from generations. It stems from our ancestors. It stems from those who went before us. It stems from those who taught us, those who taught our people, who taught our people, who taught our people. So the hereditary damage that have been caused has been stemmed from family upbringing. It's familiar behavior. It is known behavior. It is learned behavior. And so when you try to tell someone the right and wrong way to do something, and the right and wrong things about the things that we thought were right or wrong or whatever, then it's hard to do that. You're fighting against generational forces. You're fighting against habitual circumstances and environments. So it's not that easy. So when you're telling people, hey, look, I know Easter is coming up, you might not want to celebrate that anymore. You're talking about some serious backlash. And I wanted to encourage my brothers and sisters out there who's standing on the rock. You're standing on the foundation of our Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach. You're standing on the fact that him and his people and his family and his friends, they didn't celebrate these pagan holidays. They abided by the law, statutes, and commandments with all heart, all diligence. The Most High sent his Son to reiterate the commandments and to live out the Torah. That's why he's a living word. So with Easter coming up, you have to be able to stand for what's right. Just today, I was approached by someone I haven't seen in a long time who was quote unquote in ministry, and I was purchasing something and they thought I was buying it for quote unquote Easter. Besides the look on my face, I went ahead and said, no, this is not for Easter. Me saying I celebrated or I don't, I could have went all the way left, but wasn't need for me to say anything because the question, one, wasn't asked. Two, it's all about timing with some people. And you got to be able to live out who you are, what you do, because sometimes if you begin to go back and forth with somebody, you'll find yourself getting outside of your own element, and you'll lose them further than you win in it. So living by example, being who you are, doing what you're supposed to do will always speak louder than any word you can ever say. So with Easter coming up, for those of you, if this is your first Easter, I pray for you, because you're going to have a lot of friends and family. They're going to talk about you. They're going to call you an outcast. They're going to say you tripping. They're going to say you changed. They're going to say, well, what's so different? And many people ask you these questions not for them to hear what you got to say. They want to ask you questions to make their questions more valid than your answer. Many people who ask you questions, they don't care about your answer. They want to just try to question your change. They want to question your adjustment and your correction in your life. Many people want you to doubt the changes you've made. And many of you have come far. You've been enjoying the Shabbat. You've been enjoying the feasts and festivals. You've been doing all these different things. And it takes someone close. I'm telling you, it takes people who are close to you to try to take you off keel. That's just the truth. You have to be able and be willing to study to show thyself approved and know what you're talking about. So, no, I don't mess with no plastic or regular eggs. No, I'm not worshiping no bunny. No, I ain't lying saying that he was raised on a Sunday. No, he was raised at the end of the Shabbat. That's where he was raised at. Yes, he died on a Wednesday and rose on a Saturday. And so it's not that somebody told me that. The scripture says that. So the only thing that speaks louder than what you can ever say is the scripture. You got to make sure you're in the scripture. Make sure you're spending time understanding and explaining to your children. See, the influence is the children. And with this being called parental guidance, the reason why our kids are so jacked up is because we've guided them, we've ushered them into damnation. Why do you think we so jacked up? We over here worshiping and hugging Christmas trees, and we over here hiding eggs for the kids. We over here buying them Easter Sunday. First off, they think Sunday is a Shabbat, and it's not. Two, they think Easter is a holiday from the Most High, and it's not. So we're double lying to our kids, and we wonder why our kids don't trust us. You wonder why our kids can't wait to get away from us, because by the time they're 18 years old, you have given them all the feasts and festivals that are not of the Most High and told them that it's okay. So you've already guaranteed to have lied to them 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times in a lifetime. Guaranteed. So when you are a parent and you lie to your kids, you have to understand that you fit in the same category of everybody else. I don't care if you mama or you daddy and that's your house or whatever. A lie is a lie. That's what it is. And if you, even in your ignorance, if it's a lie, it's a lie. And we have been in our ignorance for a long time. So with that being said, the best way to change anything is to correct it. Correct it. You have the ability to show your kids scripture. It even tells you to show your kids scripture. I think it's in the book of Isaiah. He said, look, show your kids. Tell your kids the truth. Show this when you wake up, when you go to sleep, when you come, when you go, when you're in the marketplace. Tell them about the Torah. Tell them about the feasts and festivals. Let them see it in you. And this is something he said do throughout all your generations. So, parental guidance. We can easily point out all the things that our kids do and don't do. It's easy to do that. It's easy to say, don't do this and don't do that. But how much easier is it? I mean, is it easy for you to admit where you're wrong at? You know, in order for you to correct your kids on what's wrong, you got to know what's wrong with you first. Because the very thing that your kid is learning is what someone taught you to do. You know, so you have to really examine yourself. So I pray that this video helps somebody out. You know, I don't even know what day Easter is on. I haven't celebrated Easter in now 2 years now, 3 years. But even before, it's one of those things to where I knew something wasn't right. But now that the truth has been revealed, and line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, the words have been established by Yah, I'm over here like, wow. I'm glad that I know the truth now. I'm glad that I'm able to explain to my sons, to be able to say, hey, look, read it for yourself. They can read it for themselves. You can read it with them. You want to train up a child on the way she should go. The way you do that is through the scripture. You do that even when it may hurt them sometimes. And we have to understand, just because our kids may be disappointed in a certain area does not make you a bad parent. Just because you have to go back and correct something that was wrong that does not make you a bad parent. That makes you an even better parent, because whether they understand it now or they understand it later, they know what you had to do. See, as parents, to guide our children, yeah, we take the brunt, we take the force of a lot of things, but that's who we are. We're parents. You know, many of you have the same motto I live by. You want your kids to have it better than you did, right? So then why in the world will you guide them in a direction that's not right? Why in the world would you even tell them something that you know is not true? Why would you even force them to believe in a tooth fairy and to put their hope and faith into a Santa suit, into an Easter egg, into a basket? Yeah, I know it's tradition, but tradition has sent people to hell many years ago. Our people, the Hebrews, the melanated people of this planet, the majority of them are Hebrew Israelites and don't even know it. And our people have been living, they lived the right way first. And now here it is, we're saying the stuff that's wrong. We don't have to do that. Wrong is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And so I just want to be able to encourage all of you. You know, right now I'm got the chapters ready for the series of books that I'm writing right now. I don't know how long I'm going to be off of social media, but I'm telling you right now, it's been a blessing, because that time away from Facebook has been time I've been able to spend with my family, with Yah, and more importantly with myself, to be able to make sure I'm where the Most High want me to be. So parental guidance is strongly suggested. Parental guidance is strongly suggested for you to make sure the decisions that you make with your kid is not something that you're compromising. It's not something that you're just doing out of tradition, but you're doing it out of the truth. And listen, your kids will then become parents one day, and then they'll have the decision that they'll have to make. Either they're going to get away from truth and they're going to go into falsehood, or they're going to stay in the truth. So may this be a blessing to you. I ask that you subscribe to this channel, you tag and share others, post it, send it, email it, fax it, let everybody know this page. I'm trying my best to get as many subscribers as possible, and I'll talk to you soon. Shalom, shalom.